if it's not banned out, the Fredrin. There's also an Arla that they can't swap out for.
True.
If Dewa wants to leave both open, then they can just basically react to what Onic pick.
Arla than Fredrin, and I believe Fredrin so far has 71% win rate.
71?
Yeah, 71 with
Wow.
top 2 pick so far in MPL Indonesia. So
This guy just never goes out of the meta now, huh?
ever since he got released, like
He's been meta for...
too much utility, man. Too
There
much
you go.
utility, too much durability, and also some damage with the Embrace's Wrath can catch some people off guard. But there it is. Already banned for Coach Casius. Arlet's still open.
Fredrin is the only jungle that I can play quite well, by the way. So I mean, if I can do it, right, there has to be something
Everyone
about this
can do it.
about this hero.
Are you
I'm not-
downplaying yourself, man?
I'm not
Maybe
the most
you're just
mechanical kind of guy.
Maybe you're just wise.
Oh,
You're right. We have to look more into that. But Arlet, as we mentioned, has been picked up. Now for Dewa, this is the interesting part, right? They have a different order right here. Are they going to go for a similar strategy? Or are they going to go completely different and catch Onic off guard?
I mean, so far, I believe the priority in the gold lane has been carry, and I don't think Arlet Stark's fear to carry either can really be evaded quite well, and what has been quite amazing with this hero, I believe there are some, we've seen some plays from Watt himself going flanking with carry, which is a hero that, you know, quite unlikely to flank because he doesn't really have that range to work with, but it's gonna be the Barrage and also Natan once again. This is a very early Natan. Usually when you pick a Natan, you want to have some kind of peel, some kind of security for this hero, but it looks like Watt is way too comfortable in Zero.
Very, very comfortable, man. When you have someone as comfortable on a Natan as Watt, you get those kind of performances where he's able to farm so well, and the team understands that. The team, for the most part, I think they're just going to pick up heroes that do good in a 4v5 situation. Earlier, we saw that. That's why Watt was able to get so much free space in the side lane just farming.
You have to remember though, the Minotaur isn't really in play any longer. So for Dewa, they have a strong jungle that can really contest the neutral objective. But do they have the right kind of setup against Arlet, against a Baxia, and now a Claude? They're going to require some kind of crowd control, some kind of zoning tool if they really want to try and go for those 4v5s yet again.
Yeah, I like this better. I like this better for Dewa United. Vexana is an option, but once again, it is gonna be a full barrage of magic damage. But it looks like it's not gonna matter because Dewa United already passed that hurdle, already know what's gonna happen if they pick those two heroes together. But Claude, man, this is gonna be the perfect counter for this Natan, and there's no Minotaur, there's no knockup. So what do you do with it?
I'm thinking, because we were talking about, magic damage from Natan, we need physical. Omwawa from the Indonesian desk has been very adamant, like, it's Masha's time to shine.
Nah.
But I don't think that's going to show up.
I'm sorry, no.
Imagine
if it did, though.
Oh my god!
I called it!
Omawa, what the heck? Omawa, what?
I called
Arashi, what? Nah, what?
Okay, this
No
is
way!
this
I
is
called it!
the greatest call so far.
Oh my god.
I don't believe it!
I thought Mama is trolling.
I thought Omawa was trolling raised to the power of 2. What the heck?
Man!
Nah, what?
I'm
The
out of words.
Masha. Dude,
Yeah.
I feel so good right now.
I bet Omawa feels even better because he's been preaching about the Masha
Yes.
for 2 weeks.
Yeah. Call
Since
him
last week.
Oh my god.
Call him Babe Ruth because he's calling the shots. Calling the shots, baby.
Lord, bro.
Oh boy.
Okay, where's the Masha XP?
I think so.
Okay.
I think it has to be EXP. A big thing that we're talking about is the percentage HP damage. And within the current situation where, especially against Baxia and Arlet, a lot of these fighters with a lot of HP pool, the Masha has a chance. But again, we've never seen it in action, so we have to wait and see.
It's a tough job for the Claude. I'm just saying, all right? When the Claude jumps in, you get thunderclapped and you get disarmed. It's a bit tough as a Claude player to jump in against an Natan, Barats, and a Masha. So Albert's gonna have a very, very tough road up ahead for him. And it's a Lilia ban and the Faramis ban too. They're banning out a whole lot of mid laners because they can pick it up here. The Vexana is still up for grabs, so even though they didn't pick it in the first phase, they can just pick it up here
To further enable the Masha as well.
But honestly, do they want to just go for range at this point, right? Do they want to go for something like a Novaria?
Ooh, that's an option.
not a bad option right here. But with their style, I think Vexana works a lot better. And they have a lot of heroes that can really bait out the engage and have a similar situation to that last fight in game number 1, where the Terizla was the target. If the target was the Masha or the Barats, a Vexana can just bring so much value in the counter-engage department.
So I'm gonna check again. I believe the minor adjustment to Masha in this past patch is
Numbers.
the
It's a
range.
numbers thing.
Yeah, the range of the basic attack is enhanced by 0.2, and I think that's pretty, like, it's not really the biggest thing, but so far one of the weakness of Masha is his range as a melee hero is terrible.
Yep.
Very, very bad. And I believe the other adjustment is the less HP needed to proc your skill in the late game. So this is also a late game scaling hero in a way for Dixon. So let's see what's gonna happen. I'm still shocked, man.
Me too,
I'm still
man.
out of words.
Me too.
What are the
Onic.
chances?
What do they want to pick up now, right? Knowing that there's a Masha in the team, there's also a Valentina. What major do they want to pick up for Sans? Is still a Vexana? They need a bit more
Body
consistent damage, I
suffers.
think, to just melt through.
Penatella for Lucky.
Okay, but it's gonna be a
Gord there.
Gord.
Oh.
That's dangerous though.
Yeah,
An immobile
very.
Gord against a Masha. Oh, by the way, now it doesn't. Masha no longer disarms, but she actually does a lot of damage still, and the cooldowns have been reduced as well, Shevin, on top of the other buffs. So it's gonna be a very spammable playstyle, a spammable a fighter with a lot of spammable skills. So now I'm wondering if there's gonna be a split push kind of situation right here, because Dewa's at this point kind of notorious for it.
It's
Wait a minute! Masha Rome! Oh my god!
It's a Masha roam
Trion!
to counter
Bro.
the Arlet roam.
You madman! So far, he has been the most unique player in MPL Indonesia. 9 unique heroes picked as a roamer.
The last
This guy played Chao roam
Kage.
damage against Hanzo. This time around, Masha roam against a Baksha.
That's crazy, man.
Oh my god!
That is just absurd. So now, the advantage of the Arlet, the strong all-in in the early game, I think it's kind of nullified. I feel like if they both just keep going all-in, level 1, let's say level 2, I think the Masha wins that.
Oh man, but look at that, Arashi. Counter index and lineup rating does not like the Masha at all, but I don't think it's gonna matter much because Masha has already been buffed, it's already been adjusted. Let's see, this is a special player on a special hero, and he's looking to get his revenge in this game number 2. The Apostles of God is looking to close this out against Onic, the Sky Kings. Welcome to the Land of Dawn.
All troops deployed.
All right, let's calm down a little because the game has only just begun. I am very interested to see the aggression, I was gonna say, but Keys is the one on the receiving end. A bit of a cheese move by Onic right there to get an early advantage. But when it comes to clear, the Baksha will have a lot better time here compared to the Barats.
Trion is buffing. He's helping Lanaya to be able
Oh, look
to
at the damage!
That damage.
Oh my god.
He gets scratched twice and Keyboy gets zoned away, but it's kind of interesting, right? It's kind of a fun fact that the guy on the Masha is Drian. The once former Sky King is the one who has the Thunderclap in his arsenal.
Ooh. Oh, look at the emblem!
Master Assassin. Okay, yeah.
He's not holding
Arlet,
back
be
at all.
careful, Keyboy, be careful.
He's out there for aggression, man. But whoa, Keyboy. Like we said, he is the one in the most danger right here. Because Kyrie, I don't think will be face checking. It's always going to be Keyboy later on, especially in the mid game. So we'll have to see. He has to try and get some defensive itemization out in the early game here, man. Because otherwise, that means that Onic will have no control whatsoever. They won't have any vision to play around with.
The flexibility of this Masha. You can invade, you can split push, and who the hell is gonna take care of the Masha when it's a 1v1? How do you counter that? When it's gonna be like lower take for 4-1 composition or like 4-1 strategy for Dewa United? Who's gonna solo lane it?
You have to remember that now, if the HP bar gets depleted for Masha, she removes the crowd control. So even if they want to try and lock her down in the late game later on and burst her down with the combined efforts of Albert and Sans, let's say, there's going to be a time where Drian will be able to like escape from the crowd control and turn it back or escape, so it's even harder to pick off.
Already, really good job for Dixon.
Shield Unity
Never mind.
Petrify as
Never
well,
mind.
Dixon. With a flicker out. Kyrie still doing some damage right now. There's the eye for an eye. All the way to the back.
Oh!
Dixon is still able to survive with one last pop. Mystic Gosh over the Suns and a flicker in two. by K. Sans and Lupi level 3. Masha on duty. Over on this turtle is Lanaya. He's not gonna be able to secure right now. The final blow gets popped in. Lanaya will fall to Lutpi. First blood by Onic, and the first turtle too.
Already seeing some weakness from the Masha. Very bad use, or like very little use in an objective fight. All she can do is just try to zone out some members, but if the damage is not enough, if it's a Baxia with the ultimate, what do you do with it?
Well, in the early game, there's not much you can do, but you have to remember, hey, when the mid game rolls around, Dewa can try and use the notorious push Drian to try and get something done right here, and that way they also free up the Terizla from lane duty. Oh no!
Lanaya!
No one saw that. No one saw that.
Oh.
Don't worry.
Yes, Dixon will be free up from lane duty to participate in the fight, but Lanaya, no one saw that. It's okay.
No, everybody saw that.
No, didn't happen.
It happens for with the best of us. You know?
Just keep denying it, man.
So far, 1.1.
You want to see it happen.
I want to see the Drian Thunderclap. Boom! Thunderclap! No damage yet though. Only half HP. 3 gens back up. Albert's good. Corrosion side first side for Albert.
It's not a huge amount of damage, but still quite dangerous. 1 level advantage for Kyrie. Looking at the items right here, Dreadnought armors all across the board for sure, except for the Roamer, right? Because Drian's going for some damage. But happy feet from Keys. He's kind of well known on playing this Valentina.
Yep.
I do wonder later on what kind of, is it just going to be the final slash and the Mystic Gush, or is it going to try and go for those Electro final blows?
Steal the final blow, so makes you think.
Well, possibility is quite low, but still, it's not zero. But Masha pick, if it's time to choose, it's now, right? Because so far, I believe Dewa United still looking to bounce back, and if you want to dethrone Onic and get the impending doom that I talked about with Mirko saying that, yep, might be one of the key of Onyx downfall. Lanaya though,
Final blow, or final slash rather, onto Lanaya in the back. Drian doing the same thing to Sans. Diving deep, Sans forced to flicker out. Now Albert with a blazing duet, and that's a Mystic Gush too. 2 big ultimates utilized here as Drian gets taken down, but on the other side of the map, it's a 1-for-1 trade. A Kyrie Baxia taken down for a Lanaya Barats.
look at the isolation, Arashi. The isolation, Drian was the only member from Dewa United in the front line, taking 2 away from Onic, and there's no DPS.
And he burned 2 massive teamfight ultimates, the Mystic Gush and the Blazing Duet. If he keeps burning it before every neutral objective fight, then Onic almost can't win in a proper fight. And look at the damage earlier. It's only very early on, only a Warhammer, I believe, for Drian, but he's able to almost one-shot Sans there. I mean, like just run him down and delete him eventually. So we have to see now that it's back to a reset. Is Drian going to do the same thing?
Boy, final slash on a case now, all alone, isolated, still able to flicker out the safety, but it's very, very low. Now concealed play. A final blow to the back with Lanaya. Now Chain CC'd. He gets it, Denter's welcome off, but it's going to be Kyrie who secures it. Drian in the midst of it all, still now isolated from the team. All the way it's Dixon and Kaze in the mid lane.
What?
Still a thunderclap by Drian. We're going to run Sans down, but he gets stunned and taken out by the big bad laser from Sans.
I don't know about that play, Drian. I think he's forcing it a bit too much. Still playing with his limits, but in the bottom lane though, there's still some trades.
Again, another final slash on the K's. This time, no flicker to help him. Dixon as well, caught on the choke point now, and it will be Keyboy who takes the double.
Kyrie in Keyboy back in his prime form, just 2-manning, man-marking everyone in the back line, or even the front line of Dewa United, and this still somehow gets it with the DPS from the Baxia.
It's almost interesting how Dewa just kept going forward right there. Even Drian diving 1v4. Not what you expect, but he might be at it again.
He just flexing. Drian again
damage.
though, chasing Albert with a dash. Drian getting outmaneuvered, now stunned up, and the Mystic Gush with Albert who pops the Battle Mirror image to get the last hit. Truly is the act of thievery.
Man, this is back to the quote-unquote feeding roamer strategy. We haven't seen it in a while. It was the Diggy and the Masha that was so effective at utilizing the strat. We'll have to see though. Drian with the Heptases once again, almost really one-shot Albert, despite the fact that he was a level below and all that. So we'll have to see Keyboy trying to match the kind of aggression play.
All alone, Albert is there, but he's going to be brought back to the team. Has the flicker, gets out, penalty zone.
Whoa.
Onto the little grab. Kyrie shielding to the re-engage over with a Mystic Gush as well, but Drian once again the Thunderclap into the back, forcing a flicker out from Sans. Now they're forced into a weird fight, but the final slash gets him so low. That was a wow. I didn't expect that damage from Keyboy, or was it Drian who's just so far behind?
I think the HP bar is not really much for Masha for the H1, but Ludpi though, getting the use of that team fight. That was a 4v5, and Onic won the team fight and also won the macro gameplay.
Yeah, Ludpi on this Benedetta, we said he was very linear, and linear he is in this game. All he does is keep pushing, hasn't been doing any crazy rotations, crazy flanks, and now look at that.
Dixon melted down, flickering out though. Penalty zone defensively, and blazing to it by Albert, onto the back, onto Kaze as well. The final flash, what Kaze? Trying to use it to the other side. Ludpi going on the chase. The entropy is there to zone Ludpi away as a double kill. Gets secured by Sans in the mid lane. 2 for 1 once again.
Oh man, looks like the experiment is not working out for Dewa United. The last Kage might be biting too much here. So far the KDA,
full damage.
0
Yes.
for 0.
Not to mention, he has a hefty siege built up. That's partially why it looks like Keyboy
no.
is doing so much damage. What though?
Entropy to
Whoa.
get out. Ludpi now caught in a very tough spot. Drian, he caught Sans, so I guess, what? 5 death for 1 Sans, is it worth it?
It's a shutdown as well, by the way. Yeah. The longer this game goes, the more...
Hold up, let him cook.
Yeah, the more it's gonna be annoying, man, because now the Thunderclap, it doesn't scale with max HP, right? That's why it's a different playstyle altogether. Drian needs to build damage for the Thunderclap to actually scale. But if he does have damage, he can one-shot the backline here, man. We're already seeing it. How many flickers, how many sprints has been burned because of Drian just running at you?
And what is farming very well.
Uh-oh.
Oh, 1v1, the Bakja, the Tortoise versus Whatnot. You're not gonna win this, bro. He yes, tank jungle. More damage than assassins. That's why.
And what I really like about Drian's gameplay so far is he pretty much disregard all of the team plays, all of the strategy that they have in terms of like 5-man rotations, 5-man team fight. He's just soloing. He's just going by instinct. Doesn't really care if he's feeding, and he's going at it again.
Drian, I'm not too sure
my
about
God.
this one. Ludpi gets taken low. Able to
There's a-
escape with the eye for an eye.
150, right?
160 now.
Yeah. But still deals that much damage, Rashi.
It's a one-item Masha, man. Almost 2 at this point. but
Imagine 2.
that is insane. I feel like the end game here, the evolution of this strat so far, it has to be with Drian just going solo split pushing now. With a damage build, he can take down turrets fast. He can probably delete the Benedetta a lot faster than the Benedetta can counter. I feel like that's what they're trying to build towards. Later on, once Watt has cashed up in farm, once they're ready for a team fight, they're gonna send Drian off, I feel like.
See in the mid lane, Lanaya trying to defend. Albert sieging down real good with the help of Sans and Keyboy, just escorting him in that mid lane. Lord number 1 for Onic.
14-4 in kill department, 10 kills. The difference, and 7K in 10 minutes. Quite the difference so far, but Drian, for sure, he's not gonna give up. He's still looking for his revenge. One more step to glory. One more step to another W for Dewa United. Damage dealt Arashi.
Damage dealt, Albert still on top there.
Keyboy?
Keyboy second,
He's
Drian
5-0-7,
third.
man.
This is a Rome versus Rome situation. It was highlighted, but we didn't think it's gonna play out quite like this. But we'll see, man. With the Lord right here, Dewa, they don't really have a lot of space to really maneuver. Onic are gonna try and use this moment to really try and get some objectives before Drian is back at it again.
Mystic Gush baited out, but Watt does get zoned away. The turret will be able to clear out the Lord with the help of Lanaya and Kaze. In the mid lane, though, tier 2 should be taken down by Onic, and certainly now with the zone of Kyrie and Keyboy, it'll be very easy to take.
Another anomaly on that stat earlier is what is supposedly the lowest dealing damage members from Dewa United. So a whole complete different story from game number 1. This Natan is not Nataning.
He still needs to wait.
Yeah.
Yeah. He hasn't been participating in this fight, so it makes sense that his damage output is going to be low. But And I do wonder for Dewa why they went with the Valentina right here, because I feel like a bit more crowd control, a bit more AOE, right? Utility would be very beneficial. But I guess they were expecting the whole fights to go quite like this, right? Full on barreling at each other, the fighters against fighters in the front line, and Valentina can do a lot of work in that situation. So we'll see if it really pays off, because so far I feel like I would prefer keys on the Vexana instead.
Yeah, a lot more uses, especially in the high ground department. The passive's gonna work wonders, and also glowing one if he actually used it.
Might be a safety thing as well, right? Against all these dive heroes, he doesn't want to go for something quite like the Vexana that can be vulnerable once you do get on top of her.
I think mainly it's the follow-up issue, right? For the Vexana, very hard to follow up a very mobile, super fast Masha. So they want someone to be able to dash in and help the Masha when things get tough, when Drian gets one Thunderclap in, right? Because we did see that damage.
Yeah.
If someone is able to follow up instantly, that's at least a trade. That's 1 for 1.
Is it a BOD being built?
Yep.
Yes.
Well, that's one item Masha, Mirko, but I think the longer the game goes...
Wait for a 2.
Yeah, Drian doesn't need any help from his teammates.
There you go!
And
BOD.
that is huge.
It's time.
And Sans actually building brute force breastplate. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Unit movements with unique physical defense to kind of evade all his damage from Drian.
Whoa, very aggressive from Dixon. What? Brutality already popped as well. K's final stack on Albert right now. It plays into Wedge, shreds them down. Drian jumps into the back, but it's only going to be able to find one
my
member.
God.
He does take one with him. That's a shutdown. Watt now against the world. 1v2. Flipped with eye for an eye. The Phantom Slash, but when nature is still there, Watt going to be able to shred him down before anything, but Keyboy gets rid of him as well. Lord slain by Onic. It's a wipeout for the Sky Kings. And man, that engage was messy.
Oh yeah, very, very questionable. Probably one of the questionable engages so far in this season. Dixon, that was with a flicker too, I believe.
That was one of the engages of all time, man. That was quite interesting. Now with the Lord though, with Onic just cutting the waves immediately, they're gonna try and go for an end before this gets out of control, but with Dewa back, they're gonna be backing away. That's how scared they are of Drian!
Oh, the Brute Force Breastplate would work,
Doesn't
but my
work.
God, that damage
doesn't
from
work.
Drian! The Brute Force does not work.
That is ridiculous.
Plate armor right now, Sans. Plate armor. I'm telling you, man.
Sans, Immortality, Sky Guardian Helmet, Blade Armor, and Steel Leg Plates, alright?
I feel like the only way he can really survive here, he has to like kite away. This is exactly why whenever I go on a mage against something like a Masha, something like, let's say for argument's sake, a Zilong, right? They can just keep chasing you, or Yutong. I always go for sprint, because you know that you're going to be chased down and a simple flicker will not be able to save you. Or you have to either kite back independently or rely on your teammates. And right now, Sans is just stuck trying to go independent, but it's not enough. Even with the brute force, he's just getting caught so fast.
The sprint creature is back at it again. And so far, we've talked about Drian too much, but we're getting sidetracked by the fact that Keyboy is 6-0-9 on Arlet. Now, Drian helped a lot with that, but still, this KDA is very, very unfamiliar in roaming any kind of roam. This is an insane KDA in 15 minutes.
He's 27-0. That's a very crazy KDA. Stunned up, no, Mystic Projectile.
Oh,
good death as well, punishing Keyboy.
Oh, wow.
Look at the burst coming down with Mystic Gush as well. It's Lanaya who gets picked up, penalty zone! Onto the back though, and again, Dixon goes in alone. Disconnected completely from the team. Onic now capitalizing on it. Keyboy didn't even die. 3v5 now, no Lanaya, no Dixon. Keyboy jumps in, Watt able to sidestep. Now Drian on the back, jumping once again with a thunderclap. Keyboy gonna be taken low, but a Mystic Gush onto the back, gets K's low as well. Another final bump to the back, and Lippy deals with K's. Watt versus the world, stunned up team, CC'd and taken out. 23-7. This is your final stat line of